For as long as anyone could remember, people of Mbaya would occasionally vanish without a trace. First, it was the travelers passing through. Then it became the villagers themselves. Mothers, fathers, and children would go to the forest and simply never come back. Rumors spread like wildfire. Some said the spirits of the forest were angry. Others blamed Nia, the eccentric healer who always seemed to know more than she let on. Kioni, who had lost her brother Makori to one such disappearance, could not bear to stay silent. She was a young woman with a steely gaze and a reputation for fearlessness. Despite her grief, she felt a strange pull toward the forest, as if something was calling her. Unlike others, she was determined to find the truth. One night, as she was meditating near her brother's favorite tree, Kioni had a vision. In it, she saw a mysterious figure, dressed in dark, flowing robes with a silver mask, beckoning her deeper into the forest. The figure whispered words she couldn't understand, but somehow she knew they were important. The next day, Kioni went to see Nia, the healer who everyone called the Keeper of Secrets. Nia had sharp eyes that saw far more than anyone realized, and a habit of speaking in riddles. "The forest doesn't take without reason, child," she said cryptically, pressing a small wooden amulet into Kioni's hand. "Wear this when you enter, for you must enter." Kioni ventured into the forest the next morning, alone but armed with Nia's amulet and her brother's spirit for company. As she went deeper, she began to notice strange symbols carved into the trees, ancient runes she recognized from stories her grandmother told. They were marks left by the Ancient Ones, beings said to dwell between life and death. According to legend, the Ancient Ones could grant protection or doom depending on one's worthiness. Suddenly, she felt a chill. Before her stood the masked figure from her vision, beckoning. It moved silently, leading her to a hidden cave she had never seen before. When she entered, the walls were covered in intricate carvings of battles and ceremonies, telling stories of a pact made long ago. Inside the cave, Kioni met Tamu, a wise elder who revealed the dark history of Mbaya. Centuries ago, the village's ancestors had made a pact with the forest spirits to protect Mbaya from outsiders. In return, every generation had to sacrifice a few of their own, allowing the spirits to take whoever they wished. The spirits' chosen people were called the Heartbound, marked from birth for this destiny. Horrified, Kioni realized her brother had been one of these Heartbound. She confronted Tamu, asking why no one had fought against this curse. Tamu simply replied, "It is not a curse, but a trade. We survive because they do not." He warned her that the village would fall if she tried to break the pact. The spirits protected them from illness, famine, and war. All they had to do was honor the deal. Kioni returned to the village, heart pounding with fury and grief. She couldn't stand the thought of more families losing loved ones, of more people vanishing into the darkness. With Nia's guidance, she devised a daring plan. She would attempt to reverse the ancient pact by performing a ceremony in which she offered herself in place of the village's future Heartbound. That night, she stood alone in the forest, calling upon the spirits. "Take me," she cried, "but let the rest go free." Days passed and nothing happened. Kioni returned to the village, unsure if her sacrifice had been accepted. But as time went on, something changed. The forest seemed less menacing, and the disappearances stopped. The village prospered in peace, though Kioni often felt a watchful presence. One evening, she found Nia waiting at her doorstep. "Did the spirits answer you, Kioni?" she asked with a curious smile. Kioni nodded, but noticed a gleam in the healer's eye. Nia leaned closer and whispered, "Once the spirits mark you, they never let go." From that day on, Kioni sensed the forest calling her, though no more villagers vanished. And as the years went by, it became clear that the village would never forget the woman who had broken the curse, but neither would the spirits. And so every night, under the moon's soft glow, villagers say they see a shadow roaming the forest, a figure dressed in flowing robes, a silver mask gleaming in the dark, watching over Mbaya forever.